Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really.
Pardon the Politics Podcast.
What is your spotlight for the week?
Well, something finally happened in the state of North Carolina. On Thursday, the General Assembly finally approved a $34 billion state budget, the largest in North Carolina history. It passed 88 to 21 in the House and 35-10 in the Senate. It is North Carolina's first full budget since October of 2023. And we've been the only state without a budget since we enacted the old one. As of right now, the bill is still sitting on Josh Stein's desk. So his office says it's under a review. As of the time of recording, he has not signed it, vetoed it, or just let it fall. He has until July 10th. July 12th to sign it, or else it just falls in. And then ultimately, let's be real about it. If he does veto it, it's likely getting overridden, and going into effect. So let's talk about what's in it. Starting first, it's a personal income tax cut from 3.9% to 3.45 starting in 2027, with an aim of getting it all the way down to 2.49% by 2034, as long as the state hits specific revenue targets. Teachers will receive an average raise of 8%, their largest since 2006, with starting pay for pretty much every teacher before local supplements is $48,000. But unfortunately, these raises are not going to be retroactive from last year. State employees are going to be getting a 3% raise. Highway patrol and correction officers, they are going to see raises somewhere between 13% to 27.5%. There's $700 million in non-recurring funding for Helene. They still need more. So advocates are really getting out here and say need somewhere in the 800 million range. So probably another 200 million on top of that they need. But it's starting that progress. There's an additional 105 million towards an Apex Children's Hospital. There's a gambling tax gap that they're going to be addressing, basically paying 23% on revenue and licensing fees. Then there was a very big hit to civil legal aid. The budget effectively removed a funding vehicle for civil legal services and redirecting 15 million towards the private assigned counsel fund. Legal aid, who helps provide legal services and consultations to people who need help, has already been impacted. One of the offices in Rocky Mount actually was closed recently. So after 1,000 days, they finally got a budget done. So the full budget right now is about 634 pages. So it's not a quick read. And there's an expected amendment that's going to probably come through to adjust some of the language even further. But they finally got it done. We were wondering if that was going to happen before election time, and they actually got it done. Now we'll deal with the fallouts to education, to legal services, and just general health impact now that this has been done. But we will see how this plays out over the next couple weeks into the year. But that is my spotlight of the week.
All right. Sounds good, brother. Brother Chuck, what you got, man?
Yes, sir. My spotlight this week is for an individual. I am wanting to spotlight and more so highlight U.S. Air Force Major Jason Watson. And you may ask, who is Jason Watson? And Major Watson is an active duty officer wearing the uniform of the United States Air Force. And what did he do? He held a protest on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, staging a very high profile protest by a an active duty uniform uh, member of the military. So on July 1st, on the steps of the U.S. Capitol building, Major Watson delivered a speech criticizing the Trump administration's military actions in Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela. He argued that these actions bypassed required congressional approval and violated the War Powers Clause. And he even held a sign that said impeach, convict, remove. Sounds like some interesting or similar familiar points you've heard somewhere else before. But while these demonstrations, um, peaceful demonstrations are permitted on the Capitol grounds in specific areas, individuals are prohibited from demonstrating on the House steps without being accompanied by a member of Congress. Well, in the start of his uh, protest, there was a congressional member there. Our good brother, Democratic Representative Al Green of Texas. He was on the site. And um, as we told you before, it was super hot out there. So I don't know how long Brother Green was able
I won't
to
have that
hang
long.
around, but he had to leave. Now he was there in support of Major Watson, but when he left, U.S. Capitol Police ordered Watson to move. He refused, and in his refusal, he was arrested for crowding, obstructing, and incommoding. It's the law. I understand it. What makes this a highlight for me is because him being a uniformed active duty officer. And although DC Superior Court officials stated that local criminal charges are likely not to be filed against Watson, he does face an investigation, and the case has been handed over to the Air Force. So, with this, there's a couple of violations that he had, pretty core U.S. military regulation violations that he had. One is the uniform restrictions. The Department of Defense regulations strictly prohibit active duty service members from wearing their uniforms while participating in political rallies on part or partisan public demonstrations. And then there's Article 88 of the UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Commissioning officers are legally forbidden from using contemptuous words against the sitting president, vice president, or Congress. And I think it's very contemptuous to say convict and impeach the president. But in this, just to give a background, Major Watson is a very decorated uh, graduate of the U.S. Academy and has a 17-year military career. He has tours of deployment in Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, and within NATO. So, with this, I just want to highlight him and salute him um, for his approach and his stance, because he can face not only um, discharge from the military, but court martial
Yeah.
and losing his military benefits. And at 17 years, approaching the 20-year retirement mark for full retirement, um, he put at jeopardy all of this for standing up for what he felt was right. And to me, that is something that needs to be highlighted, um, in that many times over, myself included, there are moments where I don't want to say compromised or held back in certain stances based off of my job. And not to go too deep and prolong the episode, but when there's been moments where I did not want to stand for the national anthem. I don't care how you feel about my approach to that. You, if you have something to say about it, message me. We can have a nice spirited conversation. But I did, because I worked for a company that was associated with and attached to the U.S. military, and thus in I guess say fear of repercussions on the job, uh, I went against my feeling of better judgment. Um, so I salute him on this. And interestingly enough, it's been a year since I got screwed over and lost that job. But yeah, that's my spotlight, man. So Major Watson, salute to you for standing on principle, standing on what you believe in, and echoing the sentiment of your heart, and doing what many, I'm sure, in the military um, agree with, especially how this administration has removed so many high-ranking officials from position um, on a political basis, not on the grounds of their merit or their work history. Very highly decorated military individuals. Um, yeah, salute to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed, indeed. Well, brother, that has, I guess it's my turn to bring out my spotlight of the week, and mine is highlighting an issue, but bringing some information to the forefront that our listeners may or may not be aware of. There is a congressman, Republican congressman, Tom Kean Jr., who had been missing from duty from his job in Congress. He was gone for about 100 days, and this past week he returned. And he came to the floor. He had revealed that the reason he had disappeared from Congress for months was because he was hospitalized while battling depression. And he said something that really stood out to me. He said that he realized that depression isn't just emotional, it can be physical too, and that's something millions of men understand, but very few are willing to admit publicly. So, in that, I respect him for saying that, because here's the reality: we've been spent generations, being men, being told to man up, don't cry. Don't talk about your feelings. Don't ask for help. Just work harder. Just deal with it. And then we act surprised when men suffer in silence. But what disappointed me wasn't that Tom King struggled with depression. That's not what disappointed me. It was watching some people, his very own colleagues, immediately turn this into political ammunition. You are aware of Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, which she had some very harsh responses to recognizing what he was going through. And some of the things she said is that though he had returned, it was very embarrassing, and that she gets that obviously. She thinks that anyone should take care of themselves, but one of the comments she made was that who goes missing from their job for 4 months because they're sad. And in that, that's exactly to me why so many men never speak up, because they have the moment they do, somebody calls them weak, somebody questions their toughness, someone tells them just to get over it, and then wonder why the suicide rates among men remain so high. Now, as all you know, I am a Christian. I think that again, no one should be surprised. I don't
Not at this
believe.
point.
Yeah, not at this point, right? We didn't pass around enough collection plates. But as a Christian, I don't believe strength means pretending you're okay. I think real strength is admitting when you're not. If you have ever picked up your Bible and read it, you would realize that there were very strong, prominent men in the Bible that had moments of weakness. David cried. David cried out to God. If you read Psalms, oh my God, there's enough of it in there. Elijah in himself, as strong as a prophet as he was, he had a moment of weakness where he wanted to die. Job had absolutely everything. And in a moment of him losing so much, he questioned everything. I mean, heck, if you even study your Bible, the shortest Bible verse is what? Jesus wept. The
Yep.
Bible never teaches us to fake strength. It teaches us to carry one another's burden. So, in this, here's my challenge and why this is my spotlight. First, if you're someone who uses the phrase or tells men, men or men to man up every time they're struggling, maybe it's time for you to grow up. Because the strongest thing a man can do isn't pretending he doesn't need help. It's having the courage to ask for it. And if this conversation, if this spotlight helps just one man decide to call a friend, to call a brother in Christ, your pastor, a minister, a counselor, or even if you are you have a spouse, and it provokes you to have a moment to say, "I'm not okay." I believe that this is spotlight worthy. There are so many men that are struggling in silence for the sake of always being told, "Man up." It's 2026, and we got to do something with that phrase, because there's nothing wrong with not being okay. What's wrong with it is not being okay and not feeling like you have a space to be able to say that. And if you're one of those people that don't create that space, I challenge you. Create that space. You'd be very surprised that the very people that you think are strong are probably in their most weakest state, in their most weakest point in state right now in life. So, Congressman, I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad you're shining the light on the realization of what depression can do, because it's not just emotional. It can have a physical and very damaging toll on an individual. And in a society where men should be able to have that space to say so, I'm glad that you stood up on that floor and said what you had to say. I support men's health, as I feel like we all do. And if you are a man that feels like you don't have that space, I hope and pray that in some shape, form, or capacity, you find that space where you can share that and you can get the help or support that you need. So that's my spotlight, gentlemen. Anything else? All hearts and minds clear? Any comments, concerns, questions?
I do have one problem.
Yes, sir.
Although, and I salute your spotlight, and I understand the importance of it. But my problem is he was gone for 117 days, and nobody knew where he was. Nothing. If you gone for 2 days from your job, no call, no show.
Oh, they're looking for you.
No, they're not. They're looking for your
No,
replacement.
they
True.
didn't call the temp agency at least.
They've posted your job. So as a congressman, there's no job abandonment, and it's not to minimize
No.
his
You're right.
reason. Like there should
I'm
be
wondering, did they actually
protocol.
know? Did anyone
And there's
actually know?
there's only but so much. Like you could say he's out on leave for medical,
Right.
and that does not delve into any of
Yeah.
his business. But it was moments where people were actually going to his office asking about his presence, asking his co-workers and counterparts about his presence, and nobody had a response. Like, can we? There's a level of responsibility to say, I'm on leave of absence.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever you're like, I'm not asking to say tell us your business, but you're gone from a very important role, no votes for 117 days. And that's Manny, what's their working calendar days?
Oh, it's like 100 some odd, something like that.
That's my only gripe. Like, it's not an
Yeah.
issue with why he was gone, and taking care of himself by all means, but there needs to be something to where he's not a staffer. That, I guess that's my thing. Like, if
Yeah.
he was a staffer where they're important, but you're not a
Critical.
voting party. Yeah, critical.
Yeah.
Yes, essential work where you're not a voting party in Congress and nobody can answer to it. Like all the hoopla that went over because there was so many theories and different things out there about what has happened to him and why he's been MIA. This DC, we've
bro.
seen we've seen the articles and the stories of people ending up missing and
You
getting
might have
found
been
in the
in there floating
Potomac.
in the Potomac.
And so, like, that's my only thing. Like, let's have some and you owe it to your constituents to that I'm out on leave. And like I said, you don't
Yeah,
owe it to them to tell them why you're going on leave. And like I said, medical leave is sufficient enough to say you're out, but you're 117 days gone and nobody can answer to, where you at, what's going on, haven't been seen. Somebody knew.
that's my feeling. Somebody knew, and hopefully you put your out of office on while you was
Nope,
gone.
don't seem like it. Don't seem like it because it blew up to something, and then once it blows up to something, there are groups that's
Yeah,
on watch,
They got time.
and they got time, and they're on watch, and they day number X, and Representative Kean is missing, and nobody knows where he is. What? How?
yeah. I think that level definitely the management of it
Yes, that's the
was
perfect
not
way to say it. The
Trash.
management of it.
the
Yes,
management of it was not well.
yes,
And maybe that blame could be put on him as well with his staffers, because who you got on your team that can't handle and say he's on
yes,
medical leave?
yes.
That is sufficient enough. You don't have to tell us why you on medical leave.
Yep.
Just say you're on medical leave. Now, Tom, I will definitely say that you didn't handle this well, but I can tell you a way that you can handle it worse. You better make sure you're there for the next 117 days.
Yep.
You better not take no vacation. I know some of us are, but you better not take no vacation now. while grace is afforded, don't abuse it.
That's a fact.
But certainly, yes, in that frame, Chuck, you're exactly right. And to our listeners, if you are out there struggling, it doesn't have to just be men. While men definitely do struggle, and uh, certainly that spotlight was highlighting that for anyone struggling, because I think that we live in a society where there are so many people struggling with so many things when it comes to not just
Mm-hmm.
whatever depression may be catered to, but it could be from affordability, it could come from your livelihood, it could be coming just trying to navigate through this world and this society. If you need help, don't ever feel like, no matter what anyone may tell you, that you are less than because you're not okay. If you need help, please seek the help that you need in whatever shape, form, or fashion you can. If it's a phone call, if it's professional, if it's spiritual, whatever means to help you to become a better version of you. And remember, it's a journey. It's not a step by step. It's not that, okay, I don't feel well. Whew, I'm glad I got that off my chest. I feel better now. It's gradual. So give yourself that grace as well, and understand that some days are going to be better than others, but certainly get the support and the help that you need if you do need it. So, brothers, are we good? All hearts and minds clear?
Get over here.
All
Hey
right.
man, I'm just in anticipation of the rest of the World Cup. Is lit. Is
Yes,
lit.
sir.
Uh, Team USA. By the time you hear this, will be prepping to play on Monday night, and with Florin Balogun being eligible
He
to
back,
play,
baby. He bite. He
he
bite.
bite. He bite. So
I just want you to know, Chuck, on social media, they already calling for corruption, bro.
already, already.
They
Like
they already floating.
I seen a reporter for the Premier League, and he was like, "There's no transparency in this, and it just doesn't sit right."
Yeah.
The Belgian Football Federation is like, "This is not right. We're trying to see." Guess what?
Hey, bro.
This,
This is
this
America.
I was about to say this is like pretty privilege. Oh well.
Hey, bro. as the clip says, if corruption is going on, I'm not involved.
I'm not
But
involved.
if corruption is is going on, I defend it. I'm defending this corruption. I'm defending this.
We are all hypocrites at some point. I am defending this
Hey,
in
I'm
the
defending this
in
corruption.
the utmost.
Yep. To our listeners, man, first of all, like, share, follow, subscribe, do the work, share, reach one, bring them to the podcast. As we tell you, we got wings and we got drinks in the back. Make yourself at home, bring a friend, and share the word, man. Hey, we're just here at Partner Politics, just having a good time. We're just three men just developing under the microscope, just trying to do our thing. So if you could help us out in any way, just support, share. It don't cost a thing to show someone Partner Politics. If you enjoy it, bring a friend along. So we hope that this episode finds you in the best space possible. But if not, just know as always, the boys here at the pod, we love you, we love you, we love you. We appreciate you as always, and we will see you at the next episode. So to our listeners, see you then. Peace.
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 Hello, world. Welcome to Part in the Politics podcast. We back. I'm back.
Really? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.